I love
Sex.
the silence. Yeah, let's talk, guys. Let's talk about our
Welcome back
sex
to the
lives.
sexiest episode of Reeled In.
This is a very sexy episode of Reeled In, where we're going to talk about two equally sexy movies.
No, this is not a sexy episode of Reeled In.
That's what I was gonna
But
say.
it discusses sex. A
Yeah.
lot of sex in the least sexy
It's not
way.
Your discretion
sexy.
is advised.
In the least sexy way possible.
This is an
Yeah.
R-rated episode.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, if you're below the age of, let's say 21, we'll use the US limit. We'll use the US limit. If you're below the age of...
21.
Okay,
Okay, guys,
I'll
Sam's getting
If you're
kicked
below
out.
the age oh yeah, Sam, you can't be here anymore. But if you're below the age of 21, please come back next year, or I don't know how old you guys are. Come back
next
whenever
year.
you're, of age. Welcome
To
back.
all of our 14-year-old listeners, maybe sit this one out.
Yeah.
No, it could be like sex ed for them.
Oh, this
I
is
don't think it's
not-
gonna be
no.
sex ed, no. But if you want to know about, like,
Okay.
what sex entails, and the emotions and the psychology of sex.
I think sex ed is very important
Yes.
because I think the writer of The Kissing Booth literally wasn't old enough to go through sex ed.
I agree with this.
And that reflects in the movie.
Welcome back to Reeled In. I'm Usman.
I'm Sam.
I'm Alex.
I'm Avery.
This is a podcast where three film buffs try to reel in their non-film buff friend into their world of cinema, and she tries to do the same. The friend in question is Avery. This week, we're discussing Eyes Wide Shut and The Kissing Booth.
He forgot for a second.
I did forget for a second. And The
Yeah.
Kissing Booth part.
How could you forget The Kissing Booth? One of
Yeah.
the greatest movies ever made.
The
We
Kissing
have
Booth.
that on camera, on record now.
And I am not ashamed of saying it.
Well, you should be, because I can say right now, The Kissing Booth is one of the worst things I've seen in my life. But we'll get
Hey,
into that.
man.
We'll get into that.
I just want to say, I'm very excited for this episode because Alex, for the past however long, actually defends The Kissing Booth, and I get to know why now, and I'm very excited.
I don't think you should be. I think you should curb your enthusiasm a bit.
Okay,
You
look,
know what?
I get it. Haha, funny, Kissing Booth, funny movie, bad movie. I get it. But I hope at some point you're able to put the bit aside and acknowledge this garbage fucking... It's fine. We'll get
Man,
Yeah.
I love
Anyways.
Wattpad fan fiction.
What's your favorite Wattpad adaptation? That they've done. They did a Harry Styles. They did a couple.
oh
of
my god,
episodes.
what's
Have you seen the after
sideline?
movies? Have you guys seen the after movies?
I
I haven't,
have.
but I should.
I
It's
should.
been on the
Guys,
list.
can we watch it?
No,
After
There was-
after we collided, after Ever Happy.
Have you
Why
seen
do you-
them? Are you okay?
After Forever, I think.
I've seen the one scene where it's Dylan's. Is it Dylan's? Yeah, Dylan Sprouse. Someone kicks a door, and then it's Dylan Sprouse, and he's like, "Fucking Trevor!"
I know that scene. I know that scene. Hold on, I'm sorry. One second. There's after.
It's
Why?
after
There
we
is
collided.
after
I
we
wanna
collided.
say.
There's after we fell. There's after Ever Happy, and there's after
Jesus,
everything.
there's 5.
There's 5.
I thought there was
God.
only 3.
After Ever Happy. Wait.
Can we
Oh
actually
my
watch
God.
those? I'd be so down.
There's the idea of
Have you seen
no,
them?
there's
I've seen them. I haven't
Oh.
seen the last one.
Wait,
there's
pause.
this
That's crazy.
book that was
Why?
made that was based.
You watch those,
would-
but not Twilight. I'm so sorry, Sam.
No, it's okay.
And
What? How old were you?
I was 12 or something.
Oh,
I was
God.
really
Did
No
you
way.
watch
They
them,
didn't come out till
No,
on your
no,
own accord,
I
or
was-
did you watch it with someone because they made you?
I
Hold
watched.
on. When did these movies
No,
come out?
the first one came out in 2019. I was around
You were 14.
14, 15, and I watched the first one, and then the rest of them I watched with my friends.
To be fair, I watched all 3 Kissing Booth movies by myself. I watched the third one the day it came out on Netflix.
Wow.
I was there
I don't
10
even-
in the morning. I'm watching this.
I don't even think
ASAP.
I've seen the third one. I've seen the first 2, but I don't think I ever saw the third one.
Man, the third one. What a picture, man.
Oh god. Okay.
No,
But we're not
Anyways,
talking about the Kissing
there's-
Booth just
we-
yet.
yeah.
We're gonna talk about Stanley Kubrick's final film, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I
Starring
don't know this. How many
fucking Tom
films did Stanley
Cruise.
Kubrick make? Do we know this? Do we
fuck
know the
if I
number?
know.
I think
Couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna say 12-ish seems about right. Maybe 10 to 12. He doesn't have a massive filmography.
Okay.
He takes a
made-
long
okay.
time to make his movies.
He has about 12 feature films.
Right.
But really, 11, Spartacus wasn't his movie, so really 11, I'm gonna call
Yes.
11.
And he has a few short films. He has The Seafarer, which is
Which
some
nobody
bullshit.
should watch. No one should
Yeah.
ever watch those. But this was his last film, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Stars...
Wasn't intended to be his last film. right? Because
Right.
the last film he was going to make after this was AI, artificial intelligence,
Right.
which was eventually
Ooh.
made by Spielberg.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a
And
good
he
movie.
did.
You've seen that movie?
I've seen that movie. Jude Law.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What did you think of that movie?
Don't
It's
talk
fine.
about this movie because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that there's a point in the movie where it gets really strange for some reason, and there's like sex dolls or something.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I
And
mean,
I really want to see it for myself. I was like, huh.
here's the thing with that movie, like, not any, like, specific plot details, but, like, it's a weird movie because, like, you can feel Kubrick's DNA in it, but it's also so much a Spielberg movie. And, like, I can't think of two directors that are more opposites than
Yeah.
Kubrick and Spielberg.
Yeah.
I was going to
You
say
know?
I didn't know that he was going to make like
Yeah.
artificial intelligence, and then I'm like, that's crazy going from Kubrick
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
no,
Spielberg.
Stanley
like,
Kubrick
that's-
set up all of artificial intelligence, but then he got a heart attack and he passed away. And fun fact, Stanley Kubrick was also said to direct a movie called One-Eyed Jacks, which was later directed by Marlon Brando.
Interesting.
Stanley Kubrick did the entire setup for the movie. He was on set, he was ready to shoot, and then something happened and they fired him, like on the day of shooting. And so they replaced him with Marlon Brando. And
Interesting.
people love that movie, and Marlon Brando has been on record saying, "Oh, I don't know how to direct, man, but Kubrick set that up for me, so, it turned out to be a good movie."
He was also going to make a Napoleon movie at one
Right.
point. He had, like, a bunch of stuff he was going to do. I think, like, AI is an interesting one because I can totally see Kubrick in that movie, but it's so clearly a Spielberg movie. Like, it's such an odd movie. And I think, like, the people, because I know people who, like, swear by it as being, like, a masterpiece. And I think, like, the people who like it, what they see in it is, like, this kind of conflict of tone that, like, the cross between, like, the coldness of, like, this AI machine that's wandering through this landscape of, like, humans that are also kind of treating him coldly, but, like, there's, like, a warmth, like, in this AI kind of learning humanity or something, and it's that conflict of tone that, like, makes the movie work. And I get that, but it's also so much of, like, a conflict of two very distinct styles that, like, it kind of doesn't work for me. But, like, I feel like if I watch it again, I would think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, Kubrick, like, getting into, like, his films now, like, they're so cold and, like, there's such a distance between the viewer and the film.
There is.
And it works so well in, like, 2001: A Space Odyssey and, like, Clockwork
He
Orange.
directed that movie?
He did.
You didn't know that?
Boy. I don't know these. Like, I couldn't
I
name
thought
you
he told you
films that.
He directed
maybe
The
you
Shining.
did.
He directed 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah.
Okay.
We made Avery watch 2001: A Space Odyssey with us in theaters, which was one of the
my
best
God.
theater experiences
Yeah,
of my
I
life.
It
love
was
that movie
the
so
worst
much.
experience of my life.
It was such a good movie.
I almost fell asleep.
But no, I'm glad you bring up like the coldness of Kubrick's movies because that's definitely true. And for me, I think that is best exemplified through Eyes Wide Shut and 2001, at least for me.
Yeah. And he, like, leans into it deliberately in most of his movies. Where, like, especially his war movies, where, like, that coldness is the point. That, like, it's uncaring. And that people can be, like, cruel and uncaring. And so, like, when those movies have moments of warmth, like, they really stand out. Like, even in The Shining, like, the relationship between Wendy and Danny, like, there are certain moments where, like, it really strikes you because of how it contrasts with, like, the coldness of the rest of the movie. And Eyes Wide Shut, like, we'll get into it, but I feel like that's really the case
Eyes Wide
there.
Shut. I feel like so many of Eyes Wide Shut is a movie that's, in my eyes, completely devoid of love. Or really any, like, positive emotion that a human being could experience with another human being. And I think it's so fascinating, and I think it's done so well in this movie. Okay, well, let's get into the movie. It stars... this is actually important to the movie, because it stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. I'm not just saying that because, Tom Cruise and all, but it is a crucial part of the movie. It is worth mentioning that at the time of filming this, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were married in real life, right? They were married in real life, and they're playing a married couple in the movie. How do we set this movie up?
How about Avery? You attempt to explain
fuck
this
me.
movie.
Okay, so Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman are married, and there's one night, Tom Cruise is a doctor, and he says that about 50 times during this movie, and he's smoking pot, so he's clearly a stupid, he knows it's bad for you. He should know that it's bad. Anyways. Pot no good for you. Anyways,
Okay,
they
man.
get high one night.
I'm sorry, Sam. Do you want to explain I Sweat
God. Honestly, I feel like there's so much of this film that's like lost on me, and I feel like, you know,
That's fair.
it's easy to kind of get like, you know, lost in what the hell is going on.
I mean, let's just get into like the gist of it.
Yeah.
Like, what's
Okay.
the kind of inciting incident?
Okay, so
Tom Cruise's ego can't handle that his wife's like, I'm gonna fuck another guy.
right, sure. That is actually
Yeah.
the inciting
Thank
incident
you.
of the movie.
And then he crashes out.
Tom Cruise, William Hartford, and Alice, they get really high one night. And you know they're talking and stuff, and Alice is like, "Hey, you know, we went on a trip like a couple years ago, and I saw this really hot sailor guy, and like, dude, I wanted to like have sex with him so bad, like, oh my god, I was like dreaming about him and stuff like that." And like William, he just can't he doesn't understand
Tom
those words.
Cruise
Like he can't
handle
comprehend
the fact that not
his woman,
every woman
that
wants
his wife,
to fuck him.
exactly.
And
yeah.
he crashes
No,
out for
exactly.
2 hours because
Yeah.
it's Tom fucking Cruise. Sorry, I'll stop.
You know, you mentioned the whole
This is a
like,
biography.
This is a biography.
in more ways than one.
We're going to get into it. This is a movie about Tom Cruise.
Yep.
It is. You know, you mentioned the whole doctor thing, and how you mentioned that every 15 minutes, and people say that a lot about this movie, making fun of it. But it's not like a mistake of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it does that intentionally. Like, there's a reason it does
He
that.
holds up his fucking doctor card like a police officer badge.
There's
I'm like, bro.
exactly. There's a reason it does that. You're like
Yeah,
saying it.
Why do police officers do it? Because it gives them that feeling of like power,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And for him, it's like, I'm a fucking doctor. Like, it's social power.
I think
you know?
Bill is an extremely emotionally immature and stupid character. He's
Yeah.
so in over his head, and he's so stupid that he thinks for some reason he can do whatever he wants and get into whatever place he wants if he flashes his fucking doctor card.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, I have a fucking, doctorate, man. Like, I can get into the sex cult. Okay, the sex cult. I brought that up. We'll get into the sex cult. So, Tom Cruise finds out, oh my god, my wife's having, she was sexually desiring another man, and so now I'm gonna go out and, fucking think about this all night, just walk around New York by myself, and I'm gonna, he meets, some prostitute, her name's Domingo, he goes into her house, they don't have sex or anything, he just sits there, they have a conversation, and then he pays her, and then he leaves. And then, at some point, he comes upon his old, doctor, medical school friend, and he finds out that he's performing piano at some house, at some party. And, Tom Cruise is like, oh, okay, party, that sounds nice, I'll go to a fucking party, why not? And so he goes out of town to, some giant mansion, and he goes in, he says, the secret password and stuff like that. He goes in, and it's a sex cult. That's basically what it is. There's all these women.
And men.
There are men, yeah, there's men, too.
There are a lot of men, yeah.
How do I describe,
Well, he finds out about all this from tar director Todd Field.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which, by the way,
Crazy, yeah.
there's not many directors that can have a Kubrickian kind of style, but I feel like Todd Field almost gets there, and Tar kind of feels almost like a Kubrick movie in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's in this as an actor, and he's like, I'm a piano player, and I work at this club,
You
but they
mentioned Tar.
blindfold me.
You mentioned Tar. Kate Blanchett's in this movie.
She is?
Wait, she is.
She
Wait,
is?
I remember hearing about this, but I don't remember who she is.
She's masked sex cult member number 43.
She is.
Actually?
She literally is. She
That's
literally
right.
is.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
God.
She's in a bunch of random stuff like that,
She is,
uncredited.
for
She's
some
in
reason.
Hot Fuzz as the
I thought
the
you were going to say
surgeon.
Hot Frost.
Right, she is in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, but she has a surgical mask on, so you don't see her face. But she's in that uncredited for 20
But yeah,
seconds.
they're both in this. So,
Yeah.
he goes to this fucking mansion, this sex cult thing, and he gets in trouble because what happens? He gets recognized, I think? Or, they're like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. You don't belong here. You weren't invited, or something like that. And they're basically telling him, hey, strip down right now in front of all of us. But then this woman, there's one of these masked women there who recognizes who Bill is, and she's like, you need to leave. I'm going to protect you. You need to leave. And she offers herself as sacrifice, and she saves Tom Cruise, and then he goes, and he's like, oh my god, what the fuck was that? And then that's basically what happens in the movie. And
And then she dies, and then he's trying to figure out who the girl was.
it's hard to talk about this movie beat by beat because it's difficult to make these things make sense without talking about the themes that it deals with. So let's just get into the movie.
Let's talk about our sex lives, guys.
This movie's
I was just at this really cool sex cult meeting last weekend.
Crazy.
This
Yeah.
movie's view on sex
It was
very
it was called the
interesting.
Canadian Tire Center.
No, this movie's
Thank
view.
you.
This movie's view on sex is very interesting, and Sam and I were having a conversation about this, and a lot of people feel that the way this movie discusses sex is extremely outdated and like really, it's not a good way. It's not a good and nuanced way of discussing sex. I think Sam had more to say about this than I did.
Yeah,
so,
like, this was kind of my main issue with the film, and I understand that it's meant to be kind of cold and, like, you know, this is just how we are type of thing. But I feel like, you know, the way that this film portrays sex and talks about sex and, like, you know, treats sex is as just this kind of, like, mechanical, like, you know, like emotionless thing where, you know, you're just kind of doing it for the pleasure of it. There's no connection with it. You just want to do it. It's just this desire. And I feel like I understand that, but my main issue is with the ending where it feels like there's this loss. Because it's like the whole entire thing is like, you know, he goes through these wild things. He, you know, goes to this, like, sex, like, you know, mansion. And then also, like, you know, there's, like, the girl he meets on the street that he almost has sex with, but then doesn't. And, like, he goes back later to her house again. And, like, by the end of everything that happens in the film, which I'm not going to try and, like, you know, summarize, he goes back to his wife and says, like, I'll tell you everything, and tells her everything. And of course she's, like, distraught and, like, heartbroken. But, like, they have a kid and stuff. And there's, like, the last scene where they're, like, walking through this, like, toy shop, you know, getting, like, Christmas gifts for, like, their kid. And the kind of ending is just, like, oh, you know, we can't stay in our fantasies forever. We gotta go back to reality. And it's, like, I feel like I get it, but I don't think the film really gets to that point. Because the whole thing is, like, of course, everybody's going to have fantasies, right? Like, that's not something you can technically control in a certain way. Like, if you have a weird dream about someone, and you're like, whoa, that's weird. Or if you just find somebody attractive, like, that's just kind of, that's just you, like, you know, your human, like, your body reacting to it. But I feel like it's, I'm trying to put this in the words. I'm not explaining this correctly. Can you help me? What was I telling
you
yesterday?
Were saying that the point that Nicole Kidman makes in this movie is that she feels, or the way you interpreted her argument is that she is sacrificing sexual desire for staying in a marriage, right? Because you apparently, for you, the point that the movie makes is that you can't have both. You can't be in love, and you also can't sexually desire the person. That's
how I feel that the film is saying it at the end, because the whole thing with, like, Nicole Kidman and, like, Tom Cruise is, like, in the relationship in the movie is that it's like, oh, they love each other. We do not see them love each other at all.
I don't think the movie's about love, and I don't think the movie's about their love for each other.
But literally the whole entire thing at the end is like, oh, I'm gonna stay with you because I love you and because we have a child. So it's like,
but you need to take into account that final line, because the final line isn't like, oh, I love you, we can fix this. The final line is there's one more thing we need to do, and that's fuck. The entire movie, like, it's such a perfect final line, because the entire movie is about, like, it's about sex. And sex and love are objectively, this isn't, like, something that you can, like, really debate. They're just objectively different things, right? Some people have meaningless sex. Some people have sex with people that they're in love with. And I feel like the movie's more interested in what motivates a person to have desires like that, and what, like, why you... It's really difficult to word this.
It's a tough movie to talk about.
It's a really tough movie to talk about.
I think, like, what the movie's, like, kind of focused on is the idea that sex is power, right? Where it's like, the cult it's like a sex cult, but, like, the sex isn't the point. It's the power. It's like the power fantasy of, like, we have these, like, masks, and there's, like, a code to get in, and there's the people kind of there's the people at the top that have like control over what's going on, and then there's like the people at the bottom that are subjected to like the power fantasies of these like rich, powerful men. And it's not about the sex, it's about the power, you know? And the movie keeps kind of reinforcing that in different ways. Like with the sex worker, there's like an aspect of power, right? Where he has power over her as like the rich doctor that can pay for this. And in the relationship there's an aspect of power. Like, I think that's kind of what the movie is grappling with. And it kind of goes into that idea of like sex as something that can have meaning, like in the context of like a healthy relationship, but it can also be used or kind of weaponized in an unhealthy and toxic way. And I feel like the movie doesn't really show the positive aspects of the relationship, but it does get into how sex is used to kind of show how the relationship is falling apart in a way, and how her kind of wanting to cheat on him maybe is like exerting some kind of power like back over.
Okay, here's the thing. When you say cheat on someone, you need to take into account intent. Okay? You don't cheat on someone accidentally, right? If you're cheating on someone, you're cheating on someone, you're choosing to be with someone else aside from your partner, right? That's how it works. I think what Nicole says in this movie is that she saw someone, and I'm talking about this, the whole sex thing in this movie in general, in a more cerebral sense, in a more like emotion-driven sense. She says she saw the sailor guy and she found him really attractive, and she had a dream that, she was having sex with him, right? I feel like, putting aside the whole power aspect of it and everything else, I think it's more just like, the movie views sex and sexual desire in such a like, primal and like animalistic way, where it's just like, she saw someone she found attractive, and she had like a sexual dream about him, right? Like there isn't like to me at least, the argument doesn't display a layer of like, I maybe want to cheat on my husband because I'm in an unhappy relationship with him or something.
No, but someone who feels like they're in that unhappy relationship would want to exert like a form of like control over her life.
Sure.
If she's feeling like she's like losing control over that aspect of their marriage. To like have a form of independence by saying like, I have this desire and I'm going to act on it. You know? And I feel like even with what we were talking about with him flashing like the doctor like card, like it's so much about like the way people try to exert some kind of control and power, you know? And sex is like the way to use
and it's
that.
interesting because Bill doesn't even understand like his power. He doesn't even have any power really. Like, he's trying to get into like this giant sex cult mansion by flashing his doctor card. It doesn't make any sense, right? Like, he's a stupid character.
Because he always sees himself kind of at the top of like a social situation. And now he's like entering into unfamiliar territory where he's not at the top anymore.
Yeah. The movie, putting aside the whole sex thing just for a second, the movie is like, as much as it is about sex, it's about paranoia, I think, and just like anxiety, right? There's so many strange coincidences in this movie that never get explained and are never brought back, and you're just like left to like live with them, right? There's this, I never see anyone mention this scene or this like, subplot when talking about this movie, but there's this whole thing where, Tom Cruise goes into like this costume shop to like get a costume for himself,
right?
And the guy who owns the shop, his daughter's like, that was funny. Yeah, her daughter's like, I don't know, there's some people like trying to have sex with his daughter, and then he at the end is like selling his daughter to like Tom Cruise, and she's also part of the sex cult in a way, and it's kind of implied that she saw him at the fucking meeting.
I thought she was the girl that sacrificed.
Right, no, but maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. The movie never explains that. That's my point. Like, there's these really strange coincidences throughout the movie, and Bill has no idea what's happening, and you as the audience member also have no idea what's happening. Like, who was that girl, like, who saved his life? It could be, like, like Domingo, right? Like the prostitute he was saying, because she was missing on the day he went to see her again. She had, like, an STD or something as well, so she could be dead, but maybe not. I don't know. I think it's so interesting the way the movie does that. And, at the very end of the movie, Tom Cruise goes to talk to Sidney Pollack, right? And who's playing like this really rich... Sidney Pollack's playing kind of like an Epstein figure type of guy who's kind of like he knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly who's involved in these types of things. And, they're playing pool, and Sidney Pollack says like, hey man, I can't tell you, you won't believe the people who are involved in these things. If I tell you the names, you won't even believe me. I'm not going to tell you the names, but you wouldn't believe the names in there, And I don't know.
Pledge.
I think it's just so realistic and it's so real, and I love how this movie, I don't know, puts forth that feeling of anxiety and paranoia. And also he's being followed the entire movie. Like legit the entire movie. Even in the background you can see shit if you look close. Like it's really strange. And I mean that's why the title of the movie works so well, right? Like Eyes Wide Shut, like it's kind of like a double thing, and it's great. It's smart. It's smart, and I think the movie is just as much about that as it is about sex. I think this is a good transition point to talk about a conspiracy theory. So this movie, Kubrick shot this movie, and he died before it got released. He died, I think, mid-editing process of the movie.
Yeah, and he left like lots of like thorough notes of like what he wanted in terms of the editing process.
Right.
So like a lot of people like to say that like, oh, it's not really his movie because they edited it without him, but like, you know, they were following his guidelines.
Right. Yeah. But the studio took over the editing of the movie and they put it out, and for years, people were like, I think the Hollywood elites killed Stanley Kubrick, you know, because he was exposing the, you know, child trafficking ring in Hollywood or something like that.
Everyone in Hollywood's in a sex cult, you know, trafficking.
Something like that.
You know.
It was just like a bizarre, crazy conspiracy theory back then. Like, it was fucking stupid. It's like,
that specifically that they killed him because he was exposing it through the movie Eyes Wide Shut.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And I don't know. I saw someone online being like, you know, if that were true, do you think they'd put this movie out at all? I feel like it's a crazy thing to put out, you know? But I don't know. It's strange because some people involved with the movie, like, I don't know, like a DP or something was like, oh, you know, that's not the movie we shot at all. But I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like they're just kind of playing into the whole conspiracy. It's interesting. It's weird. And recently, if you keep up with the news at all, this conspiracy has come up again. And it seems to have more grounds now to be true than ever before.
Wow.
Well, that's like the supporting. It is really strange.
I mean, there are indeed people in Hollywood that have belonged to like sex trafficking cults.
I don't know if you saw this, but this is true. There is an email exchange, if you look into files of this movie, where they're talking about Eyes Wide Shut. There's some guy, his name's redacted, I think, but the guy's like, oh, the last movie I did was Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. That's a fucking dangerous movie or something like that. That's what they're talking about. And that's a real email, like it's there. So, I don't know. It's all a bit strange. I don't buy into it, all of it fully, but I don't know.
Fully.
It's interesting. I think, you know.
It's funny. I mean, conspiracy kind of follows Kubrick like with every movie.
They thought he faked the moon landing because he made 2001 a year before the moon landing.
Have you seen the documentary about The Shining? Where it's the whole documentary is like people just giving their conspiracy theories about what they think the movie's actually about. Right. And there's like some insane ones where they're like, you know, subliminal messaging, man. You know, like everyone is so obsessed with the idea that like Kubrick knows something, or he's like in with the Hollywood elites and he's trying to expose them. And everyone, for some reason, like I don't know why Kubrick specifically.
No, but honestly, like I get that, and it's followed him around his entire career. But like I feel like his movies, in a way, play into that. I feel like his movies carry this substance where people are like, maybe, because they're so ambiguous. The Shining is such an ambiguous movie. Like, you know, the weird, like, fucking, like, bear, like, costume scene near the end of The Shining. Like, it's so strange. It's bizarre. It's not in the books or anything. It's just a random fucking scene. And same with Eyes Wide Shut. I feel like it's ambiguous enough, and Kubrick was such a, like, secretive guy. He never did interviews or anything. You never heard of the guy. I didn't even know what the guy sounded like until last year when I saw some random fucking, you know, clip of him. So, I don't know. It's all a bit strange with Kubrick, I think.
Yeah.
He's a strange guy. He's an interesting guy.
Avery, what did you think of?
Oh yeah, okay, the movie, right? Yeah,
it was fine. I'm so neutral about it. I have nothing to say about it.
I thought you'd hate it. You know, I will say, this is the first ever Kubrick film I watched for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix once and I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise. I'll watch the movie. And
fucking Tom.
I didn't like it at all on my first watch, and then I watched the rest of Kubrick's films, and I feel like this movie works a lot better when you have like the rest of his career as like context.
Yeah, I think I watched it late compared to his other movies. Like I know for a fact that when I saw it first was 2001: A Space Odyssey, because I was like 10 when I saw that maybe. And I don't remember what order I saw them in, but I saw this one for the first time like not like that long ago, like maybe 2019 or something. but you know, it's. I also don't think it's one of his best movies, but like he's made like at least 5 or 6 movies that are like total masterpieces.
Yeah.
So like, if I say like this is one of his worst movies, it's still like an incredible film.
Right.
So that doesn't really say much, but like it's never been one of the ones that I like really kind of connected with and like really loved.
It wasn't that way for me for a long time, but I don't know. I rewatched this movie like a couple months ago, and I realized it's such a hypnotic movie, at least for me. It's so strange. I can't really explain it, even if I tried. Like the movie's like 2.5 hours long, and for me, it breezes fast. It breezes past. Like it's insane. I don't know. The score, the setting, Tom Cruise just walking in New York fucking by himself like a fucking loser.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, the rear projection too. It has
Right.
such like a dreamlike kind of look
It's
to
so
it.
exactly.
Like, it doesn't feel real.
It's so dreamlike.
Yeah.
The entire movie is dreamlike. It's an amazing Christmas movie, right?
Oh my god, yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
They genuinely do have like Christmas lights in like every single
Yeah.
It's
shot.
a Christmas movie.
It's a
It's an
Christmas
actual
movie.
Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But it's such an hypnotic movie, and
What
it
a
breezes. And also the
Family
whole,
Christmas movie.
the whole, like,
Yeah.
you know, the
Watch it with your
introduction
family.
to like the
Watch it with
sex
the
cult.
kids.
The introduction to the sex cult when they're like saying that, you know, mantra or something, and you know, like there's that whole sequence of like the masks and everything.
That was creepy.
Yeah, no,
that was so
It's an
like
unsettling
that was
bizarre.
genuinely like I feel like I haven't felt that unsettled in like a long time. But that scene, I was like, oh, okay.
It's
fine.
fucking weird. It's
Yeah.
unsettling and it's insane. It's amazing. It's such a good scene. It's shot so well. The music's fantastic. It's just, and there's so many layers to it. It's just so good.
I like the different masked designs. That's my one note.
Okay.
The different types of masks. I thought some were really cool.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. Of course, this isn't a relatable movie in any way, but I do find its view on sex interesting because I think it's an extremely sort of bare bones and primal view on sexual desire and just like feeling horny for someone or just like having sex. You know, it's an extremely fucked up, cynical, and cold view of it, which you don't see in movies often, and I just think it's really interesting. I think it's fascinating how they do that.
Yeah.
What Sam? What did you think of the movie?
I will say, like, I didn't have a bad time watching it or anything like that. I mean, of course, I felt uncomfortable, but that's how you're meant to
Yeah,
feel.
you were meant to have a bad time watching
Yeah.
it, I feel.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like there's something that just I don't like about the way they portray sex. And, like, I
feel like you're not
understand-
supposed to
I
like
know.
it.
But it feels like it doesn't fully make that the clear point of like this is not how you're supposed to feel, because I feel like
I don't think it makes any clear point. And I think that's the point.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
think that's just Kubrick in general. I don't think he ever makes a clear purpose to a movie. Like, hey, this is the point of this movie I'm making, and this is what you're supposed to get out of it. I feel like he never does that.
I don't think anyone, no matter how much they say it, actually sees sex as just that. Like
Some people
that
do.
is just not
Okay.
There's some
Like-
weird people in this world.
Look, it's not saying that sex is just that. I think it's saying the act of sex, like when you just look at the act of sex and what it's motivated by, and oh my god, how do I say this? It's so difficult
I
to
get what
word
you
this.
mean. Like, I'm not saying that, like, of course it comes from this, like, animalistic, like, you know, desire of just, like, I want to have sex with someone. That is just, like, you know, our bodily, like, desire. But I feel like it treats it as if it can be just that, when it's not. And I do appreciate, like, I have seen the power things does recontextualize it, that I appreciate it more, but I feel like treating it as literally just that is just impossible, because we're not unconscious animals.
But it's true. But
But some people are like that.
But you see it in the movie, in the sex cult. There's all these random people having sex with like these random masked women. They don't even see their faces. They don't know who they are. They don't know their names. To them, it's purely just like a way to get off. Like that's it. That's all it is.
But
And it is like a power play, of course. Like that's
It's
part of it.
glad that I'm glad you think that, that though, Sam. Like, I'm glad it's not just, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
you're not
of course.
crazy.
I feel like any sane, good-natured human being should think that way. But the movie is trying to like say something else.
I mean, it makes sense with the power thing, but I feel like the argument that it's like just because of that desire just doesn't make sense. It's always motivated by something more.
Sure.
Yeah, no,
But
no, I
it's
agree,
like-
and I think that's what the movie's doing. Because again, like that sex cult, I don't think it's actually about the sex. I don't think that's the point.
It's never
It's
just
about-
sex. The movie's about what motivates sex, what drives you to have sex.
Yeah.
Part of that is power. Part of that is just like, oh my God,
Physical attraction.
I mean, like, genuinely, like, this is a very real thing. Like, most, like, men who commit sexual assault aren't doing it because of, like, this raw kind of animalistic desire for sex. It's explicitly about power and about taking control over somebody.
I think,
You know?
like, I completely understand, and I agree with that. I feel like the film didn't fully do that for me.
That's
I
fair.
think that's why
That's
when
fair.
I watched this, it felt like it was just, like, you know, portraying it as just this desire rather than...
I think it does
'Cause-
both. I think it does the whole sex cult thing exists to show you the whole power dynamic.
That's why even
I-
before then, like, he's exerting his power, like, as a doctor, like, someone of, like, a high social status, right? Like,
You know,
he's
I will
making use of
say,
that.
I will say something about this movie. It's so subdued, and I mean that in the sense that like it never like, you know, these important things happen, like him flashing his doctor card, or him like having a conversation, or him doing anything, and it's never highlighted at all. The camera's always so far away from these people, and all times.
Right.
It's so far away from everyone in this movie for some reason, and I never realized that until the rewatch. The only close-ups you ever get in this movie are the fucking masks of the people in the sex cult. It's
Yeah.
so bizarre. Nothing's ever highlighted. It's all
Yeah.
from a distance, and I feel like the distance, you can look at that in many ways. I feel like one way to look at it is like from Bill's perspective and his distance between like this the layers of power, right? Like Bill thinks he's all on the top of the, like, you know, the power chain, but he's not. He's not even close to the top. He's more near the bottom, if anything. And it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if any, like, fucking, the shopkeeper, you know, the disheveled shopkeeper is probably more in touch with, like, the, you know, fucking higher-ups than Bill is. It's, I don't know. It's,
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I completely get what you guys mean. I just didn't really...
That's fair.
I don't know.
That is
I
fair.
I feel
fair.
like there is something about it that just irks me, and I haven't. I mean, I watched this yesterday, so like it's only sat with me for a day, which, like, you know, I still feel like you need. I feel like you kind of need a rewatch to fully.
I
get
think
it,
every
but-
Kubrick movie you need to watch like 5 times
Yeah.
to get a good
Oh,
grip
God.
on
You know
it.
what's
No.
interesting?
I'm not watching
maybe-
Space Odyssey
I don't know
4
how-
more times.
You should.
I don't know how strange of a comparison this is, but ignoring one battle after another, I see a lot of similarities between Paul Thomas Anderson and Kubrick. Because I feel like with PTA, if you look at a movie like The Master, specifically The Master, I feel like the point of The Master and like the purpose of that movie is so unclear. And when you're done watching that movie, you're like, okay, what was that? Like, what was I supposed to get out of that movie? It's a really confusing sort of feeling. And I feel that way with every single Kubrick movie I've watched, especially Clockwork Orange, especially Eyes Wide Shut. It's really hard to, like, find a singular point or purpose to this movie because there's so many, and it's so ambiguous, and it's so out there, and it's just, yeah, I see similarity. And yeah, I mean, the first time I watched Eyes Wide Shut, I didn't get it at all. The first time I watched Clockwork Orange, I didn't get it at all. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this movie's about. So it does take, on your third watch of Eyes Wide Shut,
Okay.
it's gonna click, I
Sure.
guarantee it.
I think it's really interesting that you brought up The Master because, first of all, I have no fucking clue what you were just talking about with PTA. But The Master is a very similar movie to Eyes Wide Shut in that they're both about Scientology.
Oh, right.
We haven't
okay.
really talked about that.
Right, okay.
Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, and this movie is about Scientology and how it's a crazy sex cult. Okay?
That's
And how
the
Tom
conspiracy
Cruise
related
got
to the movie.
indoctrinated. Yes. So, at the end of the day, that's really, like, sex, power, whatever the fuck. This is a movie
it's
about
Scientology.
Scientology.
Yeah.
And it's really a movie about Tom Cruise. You know? A guy who thinks
Yeah.
he's, like,
I
better
can't
than
believe
everyone
Tom
else.
Cruise did this movie.
You know?
Can't believe that a
How
girl
come he
isn't
did
in
this?
love
It's
with
crazy
him.
that he
That
did
checks
this
out.
movie. You know, their marriage fell apart shortly after this movie and everything. It's weird. I've heard some behind the scenes stories. I don't know how true this is, but like Kubrick would like incite arguments within like the marriage. He'd like, I don't know, he'd like lie to each of them
so fucked up.
to like give them a more natural performance or
Jesus
whatever the
Christ.
fuck. He'd be like, oh, you know, Tom said this about you or something.
boy.
It's fucking
That's
crazy.
great. I hope that's true. Anyways, what would you give this movie?
I'm so neutral about this movie. Like there's to me, like it's just. It's a movie. I'm so neutral
I feel like this
about
is a weird movie to be neutral about.
Like
I feel
there's
like you're
not
gonna
like
hate
to
this,
me
or you,
there's
like-
obviously you guys just talked about the movie, but like I feel like there's nothing to me that I was just like, okay, I watched it. The end. You know,
This
like
is
there's
what I
nothing.
mean. This is what I meant with The Master, and this is what I meant with a movie like Inherent Vice. It's you watch the movie, and it's very difficult on first watch to grasp what you watched. You're like, okay, I sat here and I watched the movie, great acting, great whatever, but I have no idea like what
It's
it
not
really
that I didn't
was.
like.
Like-
I understood the plot to
Right,
a
you
degree.
understand
Maybe
the
not
plot
the
to-
deeper themes.
You understand
but-
the plot to the level like, okay, I know what was happening. Like, I know what
Yes.
each character is and what they're doing. But
Yes.
you, like, fail or it's difficult to grasp what the movie's really, like, if it's even saying anything or what it's really about, like, the
Yes.
deeper themes of it. And I get that. I fully get that. That's the way I felt when I watched this for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's the
fair.
way...
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
I gave it a 5 because I'm neutral. I didn't dislike it or like it. I'm so.
Yeah.
This is like the most neutral I am about a movie.
We were
ever.
saying before we started
Yeah.
that we thought you'd give it like a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
you'd give
Yeah.
it like
Yeah.
so low.
I'm so new. Like I didn't dislike it and I didn't like it.
Is there anything you liked about it? Like...
I
She said
liked
the masks.
I liked the part where Tom Cruise got shoved. I did really enjoy that. Like when he's walking through the
What?
street and the
Oh.
one guy like nudges him
What the
and he
fuck?
nudges him so hard that he
favorite
falls
scene of the
into the car.
Tom
that
Cruise.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, I know what scene you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I really enjoyed
Yeah, they're
that.
like, oh, fuck you, you doctor, bitch.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing
Okay.
Tom Cruise like
Yeah.
have a crash out. That was
He
enjoyable.
deserved that.
He
deserved
does
that,
deserve.
yeah.
I fucking hate Tom Cruise.
I love
man.
Tom Cruise, man. Oh, God.
So I gave it a 5. There's nothing
Yeah.
like that really speaks to me about
Sam,
this
what did
movie,
you
but like
give it?
I did, yeah.
I
I'd watch
gave-
this movie high. I don't do drugs, but like I'd watch it not.
I thought you said being
Sober.
high makes you stupid.
It does make you stupid, but this is such a good movie. Like it's such a bizarre movie.
It
I
is-
feel like
it
it'd
would
be
be a
so
good
fun to
high
watch
watch.
not
I think it would just make me
sober.
scared.
Good, that's the movie. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh no, the masked people, they're gonna fuck me.
Also, like, the fucking, when Tom Cruise gets home after that weird ass fucking night he had, he sees the mask on his, like, pillow.
Yeah.
You know, like, next to his wife who's
Mhm.
asleep.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much to it, man. I wish, like, I could articulate myself better because it's such a difficult movie to talk about.
Anyways, alright, who's
Sam,
next?
what's your rating?
I gave it a 7 out of 10. I was really close to leaving it unrated because I just
Mhm.
didn't know how to feel about it. And I feel like I still don't know how to feel about it because I feel
fair.
like I understand, like hearing you guys, clearly you guys, you know, like you have your own grasp upon this, different from what I have. I feel like the intentions and what he's trying to say within the film don't feel as concrete to me as to you guys. And maybe that'll just be because I need a rewatch.
I wouldn't say
But-
they feel concrete, but I feel like I know he's saying a couple different things, and I feel like I kind of get what they're like. I feel like it's never concrete with the Kubrick.
Yeah. But I just feel like that's what leaves me in this kind of like limbo state where I'm like, if I do view it a certain way, then it's amazing. But I could also view it a completely different way and I hate it. It's like, you know, it's very
Yeah.
difficult
I think-
to put on a scale.
I think
so.
that's
I
a
gave it
good-
a 7 because that's kind of like the perfect way where I can, you know, give it its flowers if it is, you know, like say like because I can appreciate the things that you guys
Well,
are saying.
it is
absolutely.
what you make of it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I need to give it a rewatch, but that's why I give it a 7 because
I-
that's like that's my neutral
I
in a
think that's
way.
a very
That's crazy
good. I
because
think
you
that's
rated like every movie I've recommended lower than a 7.
I think she recognizes that this movie has more merit to it than most of the shit. we recommend.
What
That's
do you?
true.
And it's also I like how it looks too, of course, and the music
It's a good-looking
too is
movie.
It's a really
insane.
good-looking movie.
And but that's why I gave it a 7.
I think that's a very good take on a first watch for this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a common consensus. I feel like that's how most people feel on the first watch of this movie. It's more divisive than other Kubrick movies. Way more divisive than other
It
Kubrick
is,
movies.
yeah.
I mean, like, every other Kubrick film that I've watched, I've enjoyed. It's like higher than this. Like, I don't remember my ratings, but...
Yeah. You know, Kubrick, I hate to say this, but he is insane. Like, he's one of the best to, like, ever do it. And it's like, almost every single movie he's made is like a 5 out of 10 for me. I mean, a 5 out of 5 for me. So... I give this a 10.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For me,
okay, sorry.
I just explained how. We talked about it for 40 minutes and I explained how. What the fuck?
She wasn't paying attention.
I don't know. It's such an ambiguous and nuanced film. I love, like, the hypnotic nature of it. And, like, yeah, I just love watching it. It's not a movie I'd watch all the time. I feel like this is a movie I'd rewatch, like, maybe once every, like, year.
Every Christmas.
True. Once every Christmas, yeah. That's good. But I would be between a 9 and a 10, but I'm going to give it a 10. I really like this movie.
In my memory, I gave it a 9 out of 10, but checking my letterbox, I have it as an 8. I didn't rewatch it again for the podcast because I saw it for like the third time like a year ago. Mm-hmm. But it should be a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
You've seen it 3 times?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I feel like I need to see it for a 4th time. Maybe next Christmas I'll watch it again. So
no, yeah, it's great. What is your favorite Kubrick film? Is it 2001?
It's 2001.
Yeah,
it's the boring.
What's your top 3?
The boys are talking about Stanley Kubrick. God.
My top 3 is 2001, The Shining, and Paths of Glory.
Right now, for me, what I'm looking at, it says 2001, The Shining, Eyes Wide Shut, Barry Lyndon, Paths of Glory, Clockwork Orange. All of these movies are 5s, by the way, but like 5 out of 5s, which is fucking insane. But I feel like I'd swap. I love Barry Lyndon. One day you're gonna watch Barry Lyndon. It's 3 hours long.
Oh my god!
No, it's good.
You will not like Barry Lyndon.
If it's anything like 2001, I will kill myself.
I genuinely think she will, because she's gonna laugh at how fucking stupid Barry Lyndon is.
You know what? Maybe.
She'll be like, oh, that fucking guy in the duel.
I thought we were stopping 3-hour-long movies, guys.
You think
we'll do
Avery's
Doctor
gonna...
Strangelove? That's only 95 minutes.
I can do that.
And it's like explicitly a comedy.
Do you think Avery would like Paths of Glory?
It's also a shorter one.
You know, she might like Full Metal Jacket. I think she might like Full Metal Jacket.
She would love Full Metal Jacket. You're so right, actually. Mm-hmm. She would think that's the funniest movie ever made.
I don't get this.
She would think it's so funny, man.
You would find it funny. I think I can see you laughing to this movie.
You know, yeah, I'm convinced we're gonna do Full Metal Jacket at some point.
We'll do like do you like any war movies, Avery? Can you think of any?
Brothers, does that count?
Let me think of.
Well, what, like, I've seen, like, Battle Los Angeles, does that count? The Alien movie.
Okay, when I say war movies, I mean...
That's like, crazy. There's a war, like, actual
my favorite
based
war
off
movie, Star Wars.
That's what you're saying. I mean, like, do you know the movie 1917?
Where he's running?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know that.
Well, that's like a war movie, right? So, like, any war film like that.
Let me Google.
No, we'll do Brothers and fucking Full Metal Jacket.
Anyways.
Okay. Moving on to our second movie.
Kissing Booth.
We've had some insane mashups on this podcast, but going from Eyes Wide Shut to The Kissing Booth is like actually the craziest thing we've ever done. Like, what the fuck is this?
Crazy.
This movie.
This movie, when this movie came out, it was a popular movie. I think, yeah.
I don't doubt
and
it.
also, at the time, everyone was like freaking out because Joey King and Jacob Elordi dated in real life.
Oh my fucking God.
Around this time that this movie came out.
Do you like Jacob Elordi?
I've only seen him in The Kissing Booth.
Do you like Jacob Elordi?
Like as an actor?
Sure.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
As a piece of flesh.
Do you find him attractive?
He's not unattractive.
Do you think he's attractive in this movie?
He's attractive. No.
Not in this movie.
Do you like his hair in this movie?
It's not bad. It's not like... There was a comment that I saw that Is it Joel? No, Joel's the real person. What's the brother's name? Not Jacob Elordi. A lot of
Joel
people.
Courtney, right?
That's his like real name.
Oh.
Lee?
Okay,
Oh,
Lee.
yeah,
Yes,
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, Lee's kind of hotter than Jacob Elordi. I personally disagree.
That's
Really?
true. That's
Oh,
true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
like. I'm not obsessing
When
over
Jacob
him, but-
Elordi started to like take off and be in more movies, like I was so resistant to it because of the kissing booth. I was like, this fucking asshole, like why is he in movies now? And like, because one of the first things I saw him in that wasn't the kissing booth was Saltburn, which I also like fucking hate that movie. So like I was so against like the Jacob Elordi takeover
And
of
now he's
Hollywood.
nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And he was
He
really
is?
good in Frankenstein. He was so good. And I'm actually like on board now with Jacob Elordi.
He played Frankenstein's monster in Frankenstein.
I think
Yeah.
Jacob. I said this to you earlier. I think Jacob Elordi is our generation's Robert Pattinson in a way,
I agree.
because he started out in
Yeah.
Twilight and
I
now
think
he's slowly transitioning.
Maybe
to
I think
real
that'll be
movies.
true in a couple of years. I think when he does
He's
a few more
Oscar
roles.
nominated. I think he's there. And like he was really good in
Yeah.
Priscilla.
Oh
He was
my
in
god, he did
Euphoria.
Priscilla. You're right.
He played Elvis.
He played fucking Elvis, and he was actually decent in that movie.
He was.
Yeah.
I dare say he was better than Elvis himself, Austin Butler, in Priscilla.
But I do think like he's at the point now where like I'm excited to see what he does next. I think like he's kind of proven himself. He's in like the new Ridley Scott movie that's coming out, you know, like I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yeah, Jacob Elordi, Joey King, who plays.
Joey King is
I-
one of the worst fucking actors I've ever seen.
She plays Ramona in Ramona and Beezus.
I
She's
feel
an
like
icon.
She's in
for
Dark
some
Knight
the
Rises.
pedophile movie Uglies by Netflix.
You know how
She was
I don't know
in
if you guys-
Bullet
Cuties.
Train,
Huh?
right?
You're thinking of Cuties.
Oh, I am thinking of Cuties, my bad.
She was
okay,
in
my bad,
Bullet
my bad,
Train.
you know
She was in Bullet Train.
how Jacob Elordi was able to break out of this kind of like teen heartthrob like thing of like all of these bad teen movies and move to actual acting. I feel like Joey King, no matter how hard she will try, is perpetually stuck in these kind of like teenager, you know,
Mhm.
goofy roles that really aren't that good because she's not that good. And it's
I
just
don't
like
think she's a bad
I don't know.
actress.
I don't.
She's not a good
I don't
actress.
find her that
Good.
good.
And
Have you
she's
seen
also doing
Wish Upon?
bullshit movies.
Wish Upon is
She's in
one
Slender
of the most
Man.
bullshit movies.
Oh my god, she's in
Something.
Slender.
She is in Slender Man.
Fucking
Yeah,
Slender
she was in The
Man.
Dark Knight Rises.
She's in Despicable Me 4.
Okay, you know why I think she's in all of these like bullshit teen movies is because I don't even know how old she is now, but like she looks like she's 12 and she's always been 12.
She's 20.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's
And,
crazy.
and it's funny because like she looks perpetually 12 and Jacob Elordi looks perpetually 30.
Yeah.
And so even though they're
It's
about the
so
same
strange
age, it's just
seeing them
yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah.
And they're like making out or holding each other, and his hand is the size of her face. It's so weird.
He looks like he
man.
could be her father, even though they're
Yeah.
like the same age.
It's so weird.
It's very weird.
Let's talk about the movie. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the kissing booth. Is this
Ugh.
a Netflix original? Is that
Yeah.
what this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is based on a Wattpad fan fiction written by a 14-year-old. This is real. And it feels like that when you
It
watch
does.
the movie. It feels like a movie.
I
And
believe
you know-
it was also directed by a 14-year-old.
No, it was directed by a 50-year-old man, which is honestly
Which it
worse.
also feels that way when you watch it.
This genuinely, it feels like, someone who's never been a real, human teenager and he'd never been to high school. It's
Yeah.
like their view of what high school and teenagers are like.
Yeah.
It's so fucking crazy, oh, Joey King's in the movie. Let's get her, shirtless in every fucking scene.
Let's
for
get
some
a
reason.
close up on her ass poking out of her skirt.
Yeah. She's wearing a swimsuit in every single scene. Let's do that.
This person that looks like she's 12 years old and playing like a 16-year-old. Close up on her ass right now.
let's make Jacob Elordi be like, oh, that's my little sister, man. I love her. And then they get together in the movie. That's a good idea.
It's so weird. And it's like, I hate all of these stupid depictions of high school. Because first of all, of course, just with all of that stuff, it just sexualizes these teenagers. And of course, the actors aren't teenagers in this, but it's just this weird, it's so weird. And especially with a director who's literally 50 years old.
Yeah.
It's it's weird. And it's I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay.
I can't even put it into words. I just hate
Let's
it.
get into the plot of
Yeah.
the kissing booth, okay? Who would like to do the honors?
I think it's funnier if one of you do it, but I can't
Okay.
do it.
No, Alex
So-
actually likes the movie. So I'll do it.
Right.
I'll fucking do it.
I've seen it twice. The last time I saw it was on my birthday. Me and a bunch of friends watched it in modded Minecraft. And it was a really fun time watching a very, very terrible movie. But it was great. So I love this movie. I'm a huge fan of it.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
It's a good, fun movie to watch, okay? So, Joey King is best friends with this guy named Lee. They've been best friends since childhood, playing Dance Dance
Birth.
Revolution.
They're twins.
Since birth, you're right, yeah. They play Dance Dance Revolution. I love, like, the opening montage where it's like,
Yeah.
be together, be together. Oh, my mom died. That's really sad. Be together, be together. That's great. So they're best friends. And Lee has an older brother, a grown man who has always been 30 years old.
He's legit Robert Pattinson from Twilight. He's a grown man in high school.
Yeah.
He stays in high school for some reason. The fucking vampire.
So she's like, okay, so the older brother, he's kind of an asshole. He's a little hot. One day...
No.
Plays football.
Right. So she's like, one day she has to go to school. Her pants rip, and we get like a close up on her ass. And then she's like, my pants ripped. I have to find something else to wear. And so she goes in her closet and pulls out this very tiny skirt. And so she goes to school, and her whole ass is poking out. And then this guy comes up and he like slaps her in the ass. And then Jacob Elordi comes and he like beats the shit out of him. And the principal's like, all three of you in my office right now. They all get in trouble. And then Jacob Elordi is like, you kind of asked for it by dressing like that. And she was like, what the fuck, man? And he's like, and that's what I would say if I was sexist. And then she's like, oh, tee-hee, he's so hot. So
No,
dreamy.
and then the guy who literally slapped her ass, just sexually assaulted her, is like, sends her a note in the middle of detention. Is like, I'm sorry, can I have your number? And she's like, oh my god, yes,
Yeah,
sure.
no, you
I
can
love
have
it when
it, yeah.
men want me. So she just gives the guy her number. The guy who just sexually assaulted her.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'll give you my
Guys.
number. Just like wear a skirt for me
I thought
or
it was going to
something.
be like a quirky thing where she like is like, ooh yeah, and then writes like fuck off or something. But no, she just gives
He
her.
makes her wear her skirt. And that's kind of like to make up for
It's
it.
every
Still.
teen girl's fantasy to be sexually assaulted by the hot blonde guy. That's
With
the
a
message
man
of this
boob.
movie.
God.
So bad. So
True, like, oh my god.
And
Also,
then-
I saw one of the reviews for this movie, and they said I'm really confused on what the dress code at the school is.
Yeah.
Because true, like, what the fuck, man?
Because it's like she has to wear this skirt. Like she can't wear anything else. But then you look around and all the students are wearing different things, and it's like, okay, so what is this dress code? I don't get it. But yeah.
Stupid.
Anyways, going to the actual kissing booth.
right, the reason why it's
Yeah.
called the kissing booth.
Yeah. So basically, her and I'm forgetting his name
Lee.
again, and Lee, they have a dance club at this high school, and they're doing like a fundraiser or something. And they're like, "Oh, we need to do a fun thing for the fundraiser. I don't know what." And then they're like, "Oh my god, kissing booth!" And so they're like, "Oh yeah, we need to get all of these hot people to join our kissing booth so that people will pay money to kiss them." And so they're trying to get the brother.
Wait.
I'm forgetting Noah. Is that his
Noah,
name?
yeah.
No,
They're trying to get Noah to join the kissing booth.
He's like, no, I do not
Yeah.
kiss women.
You know,
Even though-
genuinely, by the time they got the whole kissing booth set up and like it's happening and stuff like that, I was like, Sam and I were watching this together, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like we're all, and I moved my cursor just to see how long we had, because I figured like, okay, we got like maybe 10, 20 minutes. We're gonna have a big climax, and it's gonna end. We were 30 minutes into the movie. And I saw that hour-long runtime, and I felt despair. I wanted to cry.
He did the loudest sigh ever. I don't know why. He's like, I can't believe we're only half an hour in.
I felt so sad. I was so sad. Oh It's such a long movie. This is such a long movie and nothing happens.
Dude, the second movie is like 2.5 hours long.
Is it actually?
It's really long.
How?
Is it actually? I didn't think it was that
is.
long. I've seen the second one. There's no way it's 2.5 hours.
No,
long.
it's 1:32, so 2 hours and 12 minutes,
There's
which is still
no-
a long time.
This movie shouldn't be longer than 80 minutes.
God. Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyways, so at this kissing booth, there's these girls who
the OMG.
the
girls.
OMG girls. Of course, they have to have their little clique of popular girls. And why I'm forgetting her name again. The main girl. What's her
Joey
name?
King.
Elle.
I could not tell you what her name is.
Elle needs to try and convince them to also join. So she's like, "Oh my god, guys, I heard that Noah has a crush on one of you guys, but we'll only tell them if, they're at and we'll only do the kissing booth if they're also doing the kissing booth." And so they all join her, but then they realize that she, lied about the whole thing and Noah's not going to show up. And so they decide to, play a trick on her and be like, I don't know, there's, this weird guy that they don't want to kiss. So they're like, oh, we're going to play a trick on her. So they're like, oh no, Elle, that's my ex, and we're all close friends, so we don't want to kiss him. You should go kiss him. And then they, throw her out. But in the meantime, Noah shows up in the line, goes to the front of the line, and so Noah's the one kissing Elle. And then they have this magical kiss where the lights explode and everything's amazing. And then immediately, they kiss once, and she's like, oh, that's nice. Wait! And then she takes off the blindfold. I'm like, what's the point?
That goes against the whole point of the kissing
And
booth,
also, she's not
man.
the only one who does that. When Noah's on stage, he's making out with someone. He's like, oh, this feels nice. Hold on, let me see your face. That's not...
When
that's not-
Lee does, yeah.
Yeah, Lee, sorry,
Yeah.
not Noah, yeah, Lee.
It's just
fuck.
what was the point of the... Also, how did she know it was him? How did
She felt his aura.
just- yeah.
She felt
Yeah.
his aura.
True.
It's like,
Love.
God, I've dreamt about those lips for so long, I know them. But it's so they have this kiss, and she's like, wait, is this real? And so...
Okay, skipping ahead a bit, so now they're together in a relationship.
No,
Whoa,
I keep talking about the kissing booth.
Bring up a very specific
No.
Can I
No,
just
sir.
say we're forgetting one big thing? So Elle and Lee, they have a list of rules that they have to follow, and
Right.
rule number
Yeah.
9 is that siblings are off limits. So Elle is breaking that rule.
They have a rule, right? Rule number 9 is that. What's rule number 1?
Wasn't it? Oh, I'm forgetting.
It's so fucking
There was
stupid.
one that was really stupid. But there was another one that was be happy for your bestie's successes. That's just being a good friend. Why does it need to be a rule? But I think... What is
Actively
it?
typing on his iPad.
Yeah, okay. So
Oh, yeah.
rule number 1 in their entire friendship rule book is only your best friend gets to know your birthday wish. That's
their
the
number
first
one.
rule.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the number 1 rule.
Yeah.
It's out of anything.
Oh, apparently in the kissing booth too, they complete the entire
Oh my
list, so
God,
you
wait.
know all the rules. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
crazy. Oh.
That's cool.
God.
So, anyways.
Rule number 21, if you see something awesome, show your best friend. Thank you.
When I see an epic post on X the Everything app,
You have to share.
I have to share it. Yeah.
It's sorry for spamming you. I had to share this. Just had to.
Okay, so
Okay, I love the actual kissing booth scene. I love that the sexual abuser gets to be one of the guys that goes up there blindfolded. I love my favorite edit in the entire movie is that when Lee and that other girl kiss, and then it cuts to Elle in the crowd watching them, and then they walk up behind her and they're like, "Oh hey, Elle, how's it going?"
is that a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Because the
either.
implication is that a bit of time has passed, but it cuts to her as if she's watching them kiss on stage, but then they just walk up behind her. It's so funny. It's my favorite.
I didn't catch
cut.
that.
I'll show you after. It's so
God.
funny.
Yeah. And also, just thinking about the logistics of this, first off, a kissing booth would never be allowed in
Yeah.
any high school.
No.
If it has, I would be concerned.
Yes. I
And
don't know.
second of all,
reason they could-
let's say that by some miracle, this gets pitched to a high school and they're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Who the hell is going to admit that they're so desperate for a kiss that they're going to stand in line.
Yeah.
And
Also,
And pay.
they're at a
Yeah.
carnival, so they probably have eaten food and a bad breath, if you're thinking logistically.
It's true.
It probably
It's
wouldn't
And
be
they
that
probably
great.
wouldn't
and also,
allow the guy that just got sent to the
Yeah.
principal's office for slapping a girl in the ass. Like,
Yeah.
they wouldn't.
Also,
Also,
you guys are forgetting that the way they convinced the school board to do this, and the school board's like, "Oh yeah, is the hot guy gonna be there?" That's the whole thing. The school board's like, "Oh wait, is that hot kid gonna be in there?" Because that's why he's part of it. No one's part of it.
God.
yeah.
And it's just so goofy. And then like at the like I'm skipping to the end just for a quick moment. But like at like the prom, the theme is memories, which is crazy.
That's a great theme for
Great
prom.
theme.
Yeah.
And
Guys, we're gonna
they
do-
have like this like fake setup of the kissing booth again, and they're like, "This is the most memorable thing of the whole year." I'm like,
The kissing.
Also,
kissing booth.
fucking prom doesn't make any sense. What year are these guys in? Like,
Yeah.
what's everybody's like? What are they? What's happening? Isn't prom like an end of year, like end of school thing? Like when you
Yeah.
graduate,
Jacob
you go to
Elordi's
prom?
like a PhD student.
Jacob Elordi's
high
going to
school.
university. Joey King's like it's a fucking.
Joey King's in like elementary school still.
Also, I want to just bring up a scene real quick. I keep thinking about this. There's a scene when they're together, Joey King and Jacob Elordi are together, and there's this whole montage of them, like, you know, doing crazy things together. One of these crazy things is they have sex in a science lab. And they have sex in a science lab, and then Joey King is doing a class in the science lab, and she's like, wait, there's a camera there. Hold on. So she goes to the principal's office. She's in trouble for something. She finds their sex tape, and she keeps it.
I think she just gets rid of it so that the principal doesn't
Whatever the
see
fuck,
it.
that's a stupid fucking thing. It's like that entire.
There's too much sex in this movie.
There's
man.
Yeah.
so much sex in this movie.
they have
least in, like,
sex
a-
in front of the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
It's
At least in a
actually-
Disney movie, like they just kiss once, and it's like, okay, that's creepy, but
It's
fine.
it's fucking creepy. It's like softcore porn for like kids or something. It's
It
weird.
was written by a 15-year-old man. Like, what
God.
the hell are we doing here? But
It's so goofy. But anyways, the whole conflict of the film starts when Noah's like, "Oh, you know, I want to be with you," and then Ella's like, "I want to be with you too, but you know, your brother's gonna hate
Rule
me,
number
my
9.
best friend. Rule number 9. I can't be with you. You know." So like she's like hiding his, you know, their relationship from Lee for like the majority of the film. And then and also Noah's like a alpha male and like has anger issues and wants to
He's
beat
gonna beat
everybody
everyone up. He's
up.
like the guy from Abduction, like the dad from Abduction, just killing everyone.
like beating people up, riding motorcycles,
Yeah,
wearing
he
leather
does.
jackets.
He's like, "I'm just wired that way. I just
That's
wanna
his
be
reasoning. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm wired that way.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
I love being sexist as a joke. You know, I love telling you that you deserve to
Every
be sexually
time-
assaulted, and she
every
loves to
time-
hear it.
God."
Every time he's in a scene with another guy, they're like punching each
Yeah,
other
they
in the
are.
face.
God. But then Ella's like, "Oh, I'm finally gonna tell Lee about us," and then Lee sees them making out and is like, "What the
best scene in the
fuck?"
movie.
And then
This scene is so funny.
and then they go out into Ella's like, "Stay here," and her and Lee go out into like their
Because he
backyard.
catches them together.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is this? You know, and then he like
Yeah.
runs out and she goes after him.
Yeah. And then she starts like, you know, trying to explain, but he's like, "I don't want to hear it." And then Noah just shows up and is like, "Stop, man." And then Lee fucking and then they just start. Sorry, and so all of the men in this film are unable to do anything to one another other than beat each other up.
Okay, you're forgetting the best part, which
What?
is that, okay, so he leaves, so Lee leaves, and then Elle goes after him, and they have like their little talk, and then Elle goes back to Jacob Elordi, and then Lee comes back in the room, and they do the same scene twice of him like catching them, and then he goes out, and then she goes after him again. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing? We did the
What?
same scene twice in a row.
No, the first time, I mean, you're not wrong, but the first time, he didn't catch them making out. The first time was Jacob Elordi was because Elle falls and
Oh,
scratches
and,
her
and,
eye.
and Lee's like, wait, Noah, did you fucking punch her in the face? Is that why
As
she's
if
bleeding?
from punching her in the face, there would
She
be a
cut-
scratch.
Yeah. And they have this whole misunderstanding and like they resolve it and then he actually walks in on them like making out like
Yeah.
a minute later.
That's true. I
It's
forgot
what
about
was the
that.
point of any of that?
Stupid.
God.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so
But then anyways,
bad.
like, Ella's like, no, I lost my best friend. And then Ella's like, to Noah is like, oh, you know.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah. And so Ella's by herself and all lonely and sad, crying. but then there's prom. And
Well,
what?
before, how Lee and Elle make up, because eventually they do that before prom, is they play Just Dance or Dance Dance,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
together, which
yeah.
is a very
No.
sweet
Well, first
scene.
she offers him ice cream because that's rule number something.
Yeah, and
Rule
then he
number
throws
10.
it in the
Yeah.
fucking garbage.
Yeah. But
Fuck
then they
that.
dance and it's all okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then they're like Batman or something.
No, they
No,
go
no,
to
you're
prom
skipping.
first.
You're
They go to
skipping.
prom
They go to
first.
prom.
And Ella's like, oh, I want to take Noah to prom, but I can't. I need to prioritize my friendship with Lee. So then they go to prom with the greatest meme theme. I'm sorry, I'm so tired.
Memories.
The
now.
greatest theme of memories for prom. And so they it's a rich prom because they're in LA or whatever, which they keep flashing every 5 seconds
Also-
in this film.
Jacob Elordi and Lee live in the biggest fucking mansion I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
rich
It's
guy.
LA.
And then
Everybody's rich.
In the third
Wow.
movie, she has like a beach mansion, and they
Oh,
just
does
go
she?
hang out there for a bit. Yeah.
It's so crazy. But yeah, anyway, so at prom, there's, of course, the kissing booth thing. And they're like, oh my god, the best thing, the best memory ever. Wow, what an amazing night. And then Noah walks out and talks just like, Elle, can we recreate our kiss right now? And then I was like, no, I can't. I need to prioritize my friendship with Lee. And then Noah's
runs
like
off.
sad, and she runs off.
And then it's Lee and Elle's birthday.
Yeah.
And then they do a dress up thing. And then she goes, Lee, I love your brother. And he's like, okay, well, because Jacob Elordi is going to Harvard.
What the fuck is he going to
He
Harvard?
read a book
How?
once in the movie. Read a book once.
So he's going to Harvard like the next day.
How?
That's so funny.
Anyway, so basically it's like a dress up party. So Lee is like Batman, and then Joey's like, "Yo, I love your brother," and he's like, "Okay, we'll go to the airport, and you can like talk to him, confess your love." And then they do a good old switcheroo, and oh shit, it's Jacob Elordi as Batman in the car,
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
Lee.
And then he takes her to the spot where he makes up with every other woman he's been with, which Elle told him, "Hey, don't bring me here. This place fucking sucks." But after the big confession of love, that's where they go.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the gardener gives the creepiest
God.
smile I've ever seen in
you
my
know,
life.
Oh yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of old men that watch them like make out and have sex.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
like, there's movies which I've heard, are, like, really bad and stuff. Like, people say things about, like, Twilight. I heard, like, the abduction reviews were pretty bad and stuff. And I'm always going to these movies expecting, like, oh, I'm gonna hate this movie, right? This is gonna be awful. But then I watch them, and there's always one aspect of the movie. Some technical aspect, maybe some story decision, maybe one scene that, like, stands out. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. That was actually fine. This is a half-competent movie. I respect that. That's fine.
Not the case.
There is not a single aspect or scene or shot or anything in this movie, any line of dialogue, anything in this scene that...
You did like he touched my lady bump.
What?
That's a line she says. And when she's at the principal's office and she's like, he touched my lady bump.
What the
That's
fuck?
what she said. You guys
She says that?
There's no way she
I
said
don't
that.
when he
remember that.
touches the man bun guy touches her butt.
Okay.
And she's
so
like
that
talking
makes
to
it
the
worse,
principal.
actually.
Oh.
No
There's
broken
nothing.
noses were
There's
boobs.
nothing good about this movie, and it's such an incompetent movie, and truly, shame on everyone who worked on this movie, on every single cast and crew who worked on this movie, member of cast and crew who worked on this movie. Like, it's so bad. I think the director
Yeah.
should be jailed. I think whoever wrote
Vince Marcello.
whoever wrote the script for this movie should be jailed. Elle King needs to be jailed. Whoever plays
Elle King.
Oh, sorry.
Joey King.
Joey King needs to be jailed. Whoever plays Lee needs to be jailed. Jacob Elordi's fine.
Oh, so the man is fine.
yeah,
I
the
said
man.
Lee. I said Lee gets jailed too. God.
Avery, did you know that the director of this movie was the writer of both Teen Beach movies?
Actually?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Vince
Damn.
Marcello.
Why is this old man
crazy.
writing all these teen movies?
I don't know.
Anyways, Teen Beach
something-
movie
Teen Beach
is
is good.
Is good.
There's something so sinister about this old man writing these movies. It brings it all back to Eyes Wide Shut in a way. It's it's so
It's
fucked
true.
up and bizarre.
I hate these teen movies, man.
I really do. But this one, this is something, man. This movie.
I feel like every time we talk about one of these movies, like, the main complaint is, like, teenagers don't actually act like this, or it's not an actual representation of, like, high school. But it's like, the main conflict of this movie, like, feels like such a nothing situation to me. Like, if your best friend, like, went out with your sibling, like, would any of you be upset about that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
It is
I
a
actually
strange
would.
thing.
Yeah, that
If
No
it's like
wonder
a-
you like this movie.
No,
then.
if it's like your best friend since childhood and they're like with your sibling,
That was
especially
fucking weird.
I
I don't care.
No.
and especially after like you kind of for some reason you've established like, oh hey, you can't date each other's siblings or something.
Like,
Why? Who
Genuinely, that
cares?
might be the one person that my best friend couldn't date. Like,
And I feel
it's so like no.
Well, if you, like, hate your sibling.
Even if I had a good relationship with my sibling, I would not.
Okay, for me it's very no. Actually, for me I wouldn't care. I have two younger brothers. I feel like it's a weird thing.
Well,
to,
aren't they
compete
like
with.
14?
yeah, so I was like,
okay,
there's- I mean,
say
that's
in
different,
5
but-
years' time.
But,
you
like,
know,
these two characters are, like, in high school together. There's, like, probably a 1 or 2 year age gap.
I would
I
not.
think, like, for me, I think it really depends on, like, because it's like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't see any situation where my friends would actually, like, even interact with my brother. So to me, it's just so unimaginable.
I mean, sure.
Like,
but-
I can understand, like, imagine if you're, like, I don't know, like, it's like your best friend's in love with, like, I don't know, your sibling who's, like, very, very close in age. You guys have the same friend group. I can
Yeah.
understand that. But
That's
I
the thing,
feel
like, if
like
it's your specific sibling and
Yeah.
if there's, like, a
I
certain age
wonder
where
if
it's,
you're the oldest sibling, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that has a factor, if that plays a part in this.
I
Because
mean, with my siblings, like, I would have an issue with it because of, like, their age, but, like, imagining, like, I'm in, like, Lee's situation, I wouldn't give a shit if my, like, older brother was Jacob Elordi with a 1 year age gap. Like,
you two
it doesn't
are both
really
younger
matter.
siblings. So how
Yeah.
would you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like also it's also the fact that like when you're best friends with someone, I feel like you like at a certain point you do kind of rant about the weird or like disgusting things that your sibling does. Where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, like they did this today. I hate it. Like you hear. I feel like unless you have a really close relationship with your sibling, a lot of the times you'll just be kind of like ranting about stuff.
Yeah.
And like I feel like also I think it depends on how you feel about your sibling too. But I don't know, I feel like it also weirds it even more with the fact that like these two families have been so intertwined for like their entire life that it's basically like a second family that it's
Yeah,
like that
that's
like
true.
she like he's literally calling you like basically his sister at one point. It's a little weird to see this relationship.
Yes.
And
And
also
it's the fact that there's no real dimension to it aside from just, like, they're
Yeah.
horny for each other.
Yeah.
You know?
You also
Yeah.
have to factor in the fact that like he's like 40 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, we
We
should
gotta
wrap
finish
it up.
It's just
then.
that, yeah.
Final ratings, Avery.
So I rewatched this movie with a friend, and I had a lot of time watching this with my friend because we both watched
You had
it.
a lot of time watching this.
A lot of fun watching this with my friend. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Like, genuinely.
Like
That's real.
That's crazy.
Like,
Like-
I would give this movie, like, a 10 out of 10 in terms of, like, my enjoyment of watching it with friends on my birthday.
Avery,
Yeah.
rate it as like a movie. Just like on an objective scale. Just like it's a movie.
But that's not fair because it's like also like you get transported back to 8th grade.
Oh god.
Rate it
This
as
is
a
what
movie.
8th grade was like for you?
No,
I'm
Well,
so
this came
sorry
out
for
when
you.
I was in 8th
I would
grade.
feel sorry for you if you have
Rate it-
I
rate it
don't
as a
think I
movie.
can. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
What is your rating of it as a
I don't.
movie?
Next, who's next?
What is your rating of this movie? Just
I liked the movie,
because
and I would watch it
like
again.
Alex just said, like watching it with your friends is a fun experience. It's a 10 out of 10. I agree with that. It is a really fun movie to watch with your friends because it's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But like as a movie,
I genuinely still like the movie.
okay, then never mind.
So I would say I'm keeping it at a 6.
So, did you find like their relationship to be like romantic? Like you bought into that? Like genuinely, do you like that about the movie?
The relationship?
Yeah.
I did a lot more when I was 14. I don't dislike I think it's fine. It's like a cutesy little. I know you guys all don't like it, but I'm rating it as a 6.
Like I'm.
It's just like
I like a
fun
good like
movie.
romance.
Yeah,
movie,
romance
but,
movies are fine, but like, what about this particular romance appeals to you?
like, there's no romance. This is like a 30-year-old man preying on a 12-year-old.
Like, what about the relationship? What about the relationship is like either relatable or like like, oh wow, that's sweet, that's cute, that's nice.
I like the montages. Those are cute.
I like the montages. They're really
Thank
fun.
you.
The third movie is just montages.
Is it?
There's a lot of that. There's a scene in the third movie where they go karting, but they're dressed as like Mario characters, so they're doing Mario Kart.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
cool.
the best scene in the whole trilogy. He's giving me like the Kubrick stare right now. He's so out of it.
God, fuck. Man, what are we talking about? Fucking Mario Kart. Fuck off.
Okay,
God.
I give this movie a 10 out of 10, but my
No.
but my actual
No,
rating
ending there.
What's
Sam,
your actual
Sam,
rating,
Sam.
Alex?
is a 2 out of 10.
It's a 2 out of 10. Sam,
And it
Yeah.
could be lower, but like the third movie is genuinely a 1 out of 10. It is one of the worst things that humanity has created. But the first one, like, it's really funny.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, to you, what makes this a 1 out of 10? I'm sorry, a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
You said. What's a good or like positive about the movie that's stopping it from being a 1 out of 10?
Because I don't give...
And you can just say, oh, like the 3's like a worse movie, so I can't give this.
Yeah, like, because I gave it a 2, like, before the third movie even came out,
Okay,
right?
okay.
But, like, when I look at my other 1 out of 10s, and I don't have many of them, those are movies that, like, I get no enjoyment. Like, not even unironic enjoyment out of.
Yeah.
Or, like, ironic enjoyment. There's nothing about those movies. They just, like, completely make me dead inside. So I feel like the fact that this is one of the worst movies ever made, but it's really fun, I feel like that counts for something. And so I
Yeah.
would give it an extra half star because of that.
Okay.
That's why I also gave it, 2 out of 10.
Mostly because, like,
It really doesn't have anything going for it, except it's a really fun time to watch. And, like, it's a funny bad movie, like a fun bad movie to
Yeah.
watch because it's bad, rather than just a straight up bad movie that's miserable to watch.
Yeah.
And I watched this with Usman and we had a great time, even though I had a great time because I was laughing at everything
like his
and it was
soul
great.
has been sucked out
Yeah.
of him.
And I don't even think that, like, all of the funny stuff is, like, unintentional. Like, there's some
Yeah.
stuff where it's, like, it's going for, like, a lighthearted kind of fun vibe, and, like, it kind of, like, achieves that. Like, the montages are kind of fun. Like, there are some fun bits. All the Dance Dance Revolution scenes, I think, are kind of cute. Like, it's not as bad as 3, and it's not, like, the worst movie ever made. It's one of them, but, like, there's enough in there that I'm like, you know what? I had a fun time with this.
Fuck all of you. This is a 1 out of 10, possibly a 0. This is a fucking awful movie. The montages I don't even know what you're talking. The montages fucking suck. I don't know what you guys are talking about. They're so bad. They're so funny. No, they're
Did you
not.
not have a fun time?
I had a
watching
fun
it?
time, but it's nothing that the movie did. I had a fun time because I was watching it with you. It's nothing like the movie fucking did. It's a stupid fucking movie. Oh my. Okay. Maybe I could give this a 2 out of 10 because yes, I did enjoy watching the movie. I had a lot of fun. I would actually, just out of like sheer curiosity, I would be open to watching like the next 2 movies because I just want to see like
You
how,
The second one.
how much
I forget
worse
that
can
one.
it get? How
I know
bad?
the other guy gets introduced, and then they have the dance
Yeah,
competition.
the second one, there's, like, this Mexican guy that comes, because, like, Jacob Elordi's, like, he's in Harvard, and so
And
she's
he's
like,
he's like long distance. distance.
Yeah,
now.
so she goes and visits him, but then there's also this new guy in school, so it's like a love triangle thing. And the third movie is like completely superfluous, where like most of the movie is just like some like beach getaway bullshit, but then like at the end it's like, you know, this super serious like, you know, resolution to the epic 3-film arc, and it's like, come on, man, what are we doing here?
I've only ever given like maybe 5 or 6 movies like a 1-star rating, but this is one of them. This is truly like such a bad movie. It's made with no efforts put into this movie at all. It's actually depressing to watch. Like, it's so incompetent. It's fucking crazy.
It is really bad.
So
But,
Yeah.
fucking bad.
Connections now, guys.
Oh
They're
man.
both
Horny.
very sexy movies.
They are both movies about how men use sex to exert power over vulnerable women. Thoughts?
They both made me very uncomfortable.
Oh, there you go. That's a connection.
Yeah. I don't
In-
even know.
Wait. Okay, hear me out. Let me cook. In Eyes Wide Shut, Tom Cruise's character has these visions of Nicole Kidman and the whatever guy having sex. Just like Lee, I'm sure, is like, oh my god, my brother and my best friend are having sex. No! And they're both like against it. Let's go!
Okay, man. Sure.
Honestly, that's probably as close as we're gonna get.
Wait, I've got a good one.
Oh, okay.
The protagonist of both movies is very short.
True.
God.
That is true. That is actually
Yeah.
true.
And
We say
therefore, I strongly relate to both movies.
Is Joey King a Scientologist?
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
Could be.
She might be.
God. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about good movies next time.
If
Next
you
time we're
value,
doing
if you
Oscar
value,
predictions.
if you value yourself as a human being at all, do not watch The Kissing Booth.
No, I think you should watch The Kissing Booth.
Watch it with a group of friends. Even better
Yeah.
if you're like a little bit drunk.
Honestly, if you were going to watch a movie tonight and you had to pick between Eyes Wide Shut and The Kissing Booth, I would recommend The
I
Kissing
would
Booth.
actually
That
pick
is
The Kissing
If you
Booth.
want to have a nice night.
Yeah, I would watch The Kissing.
If
I
you
would
want-
watch all 3 Kissing Booth movies
Oh, good lord.
in one night rather
That's
than Eyes Wide
insane.
Shut.
If you want to have a good time, if you want to sleep well, if you want to feel good, feel fine,
Yeah.
feel like
If you want to giggle.
if you want to giggle a
you
little
know.
bit, watch The Kissing Booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if you want to
if you hate yourself,
fucking die.
yeah, if you want to
Watch
die,
Eyes
if you
Wide
hate
Shut.
yourself, you should watch Eyes Wide Shut and then jump off a bridge or something.
And then lose faith in humanity.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Be together.
Yeah, be together. Dun, 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 dun. Stay fresh.